sayings from other people to support what he said. So this is St. Gregory of Nyssa. He says, imagine a stop, my gosh, I don't know why I can't read things, but okay. Imagine a sheer, steep crag with a projecting edge at the top. Now imagine what a person would probably feel if he put his foot on the edge of this precipice and, looking down into the chasm below, saw no solid footing, nor anything to hold on to. This is what I think the soul experiences when it goes beyond its footing in material things, in its quest for that which has no dimension and which exists from all eternity. For here there is nothing it can take hold of, neither place nor time, neither measure nor anything else. Our minds cannot approach it. And thus the soul, slipping at every point from what cannot be grasped, becomes dizzy and perplexed, and returns once again to what is connatural to it, content now to know merely this about the transcendent, that it is completely different from the nature of the things that the soul knows. Okay, St. Simeon the New Theologian says, think of a man standing at night inside his house with all the doors closed, and then this is what we read this. Maybe I'm not supposed to read these things. Well, okay. Think of a man standing at night inside his house with all the doors closed, and then suppose that he opens a window just at the moment when there is a sudden flash of lightning. Unable to bear its brightness, at once he protects himself by closing his eyes and drawing back from the window. So it is with the soul that is enclosed in the realm of the senses. If ever she peeps out through the window of the intellect, she's overwhelmed by the brightness, like lightning of the pledge of the Holy Spirit that is within her. Unable to bear the splendor of unveiled light, at once she is bewildered in her intellect, and she draws back entirely upon herself, taking refuge as in a house among sensory and human things. Okay, St. Gregory of Nyssa says, anyone who tries to describe the ineffable light in language is truly a liar, not because he hates the truth, but because of the inadequacy of his description. Oh, I like that. Okay, and this is, for heaven, these names. St. Dionysius the Areopagite. Leave the senses and the workings of the intellect and all that the senses and the intellect can perceive, and all that is not and that is, and through unknowing reach out, so far as this is possible, toward oneness with him who is beyond all being and knowledge. In this way, through an uncompromising, absolute, and pure detachment from yourself and from all things, transcending all things and released from all, you will be led upwards towards the radiance of the divine darkness, which is beyond all being. Entering the darkness that surpasses understanding, we shall find ourselves brought, not just to brevity of speech, but to perfect silence and unknowing. Emptied of all knowledge, man is joined to the highest part of himself, not with any created thing, nor with himself, nor with another, but with the one who is altogether unknowable. And in knowing nothing, he knows in a matter that surpasses understanding. It's so paradoxical, everything. Okay, this is, I know him, I can say that. Theophilus of Antioch. The form of God is ineffable and indescribable and cannot be seen with eyes of flesh. He is in glory uncontainable, in greatness incomprehensible, in loftiness inconceivable, in strength incomparable, in wisdom inaccessible, in love inimitable, in beneficence inexpressible. I suppose that means goodness, and goodness inexpressible. Just as the soul in a man is not seen, since it is invisible to men, but we know of its existence through the movements of the body. So God cannot be seen by human eyes, but he is seen and known through his providence and his works. Okay, St. Maximus the Confessor says, "We do not know God in his essence. We know him rather from the grandeur of his creation and from his providential care for all creatures. For by this means, for by this means, as if using a mirror, we attain insight into his infinite goodness, wisdom, and power." Callistos Cataphiogotius. I'm just screwing everybody's name up. "The most important thing that happens between God and the human soul is to love and to be loved." Saint Dionysius the Areopagite again says, "Love for God is ecstatic, making us go out from ourselves. It does not allow the lover to belong any more to himself, but he belongs only to the beloved." Saint Simeon the New Theologian: "I know that the immovable comes down. I know that the invisible appears to me. I know that he who is far outside the whole creation takes me within himself and hides me in his arms. And then I find myself outside the whole world. I, a frail, small mortal in the world, behold the Creator of the world, all of him, within myself. And I know that I shall not die, for I am within the life. And I have the whole of life springing up as a fountain within me. He is in my heart, he is in heaven. Both there and here he shows himself to me with equal glory." I like that St. Simeon the New Theologian. We might start reading some of him. Oh, we finished. Okay.